Do you know what water boys do when they cry? They don't cry tears. They don't cry water tears anyway. They cry air tears. That's right. This little water boy was underwater. He was all made out of water, and coming out of his eyes, bloop 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 bloop, bloop 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 bloop, bloop 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 bloop. Air tears. Bloop 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 bloop, bloop bloop bloop, bubble air tears coming out of his eyes. Bloop 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 bloop, bloop 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 bloop. And Sockmonster and Zubin, they saw the little water boy crying. Bloop 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 bloop, bloop 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 bloop, bloop 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 bloop. Little air bubbles coming out of his eyes because he was crying so much. And they went over to him and they said, "Why are you crying, little boy?" And they talked funny because they were underwater too. And air was coming out in big bubbles from their mouth as they said, "Why are you crying, little boy?" And the little water boy looked up at him, Sockmonster, and looked up at Zubin, and he said, "I'm scared. I'm scared." And Sockmonster said, "What are you scared of?" Swimming, he said, "What are you scared of?" And the little water boy said, "I'm scared of the air." Boo! Boo! And all these bubbles started coming out of his eyes as tears. And Sockmonster said, "You're scared of the air?" And the little water boy said, "Yes, I don't know how to air swim." And Sockmonster said, "Air swim?" And the little water boy said, "Yes, I'm fine in the water. I'm made out of water. But in the air, I'm afraid I might fall down and splash." And so Sockmonster and Zubin realized that they're in the air all the time, and it's not scary. But Sockmonster was scared when he got in the water. And here was this little water boy who was not in the air all the time. He was in the water all the time, and he was scared of the air. And so Sockmonster and Zubin looked at each other, and they said, "We should help this little water boy." And so Zubin said, "Water boy, we will take you up to the air and hold your hand so you will not splash, and you will be safe." And the little water boy said, "Really? I will be safe?" And Zubin said, "Yes. Sockmonster, you take one of his hands, I'll take the other hand." And they did. They held hands. Sockmonster held one of the water boy's hands, and Zubin held the other of the water boy's hands, and they swam through the tunnel and up to the surface of the water. And Sockmonster and Zubin pushed their heads through the water and went, "Whew," because they had been underwater a long time. But the little water boy, he didn't want to push his head through the water. He stayed underneath. He was holding on to Zubin and Sockmonster's hands, looking up, going, "I don't want to go up. I'm scared." And Sockmonster said, "It's okay, little water boy. We're your friends. We'll take care of you." What do you think happened? That's right. The little water boy let himself be guided up the steps at the edge of the pool by Zubin and Sockmonster. And his water head came out of the water, and then his water body came out of the water, and then he was walking on the land. He was walking on the side of the pool, and he left big wet footprints wherever he went. And he had to hold his water breath. And he started to exhale a little bit, and water came out of his mouth, and he went, "Oh." And so Sockmonster and Zubin put him back in the water so he could breathe again. He took in a big breath of water and then let out a big breath of water. Took in a big breath of water and took out a big breath of water. And then he came back out of the water again. And he walked on the land with Sockmonster and Zubin by his side, holding his hands, making sure that he wouldn't fall over and splash. And he looked around, and he was amazed because he saw trees, and what else did he see? He saw the sun, and he felt the wind and grass and all sorts of things that the water people never saw. And the little water boy was so happy that he said, "Thank you, Zubin and Sockmonster," and water poured out of his mouth as he talked. And then he jumped back in the water where he was more comfortable, and he swam underwater. And Zubin and Sockmonster and the water boy played in the pool for the rest of the day. Zubin and Sockmonster just at the surface, and they would duck down their heads underwater and swim with the water boy, and the water boy would swim underneath the surface and then pop his head up so that he could see Zubin and Sockmonster, and they swam up and down and up and down and up and down for the rest of the day. And when it was time to finally come out, Zubin and Sockmonster said, "It was great to meet you, water boy. Will you be here tomorrow?" And the water boy said, "Yes, I will." And the water boy said, "Thank you. I had so much fun playing with you, and now I can go on land whenever I want." And he was so proud because he had been really scared. And Zubin and Sockmonster got out and waved goodbye to the water boy, and the water boy waved goodbye to Zubin and Sockmonster. And that's it. And then they went inside. And you know what happened the next day? They played again. I love you, Zub.